Hi, everyone. This is Brian Sachs and Sue Haviland, and we're here with Reverse Mortgage Success, and we wanted to share with you some really important ideas and tactics. I think all of us will agree the mortgage business has changed, hasn't it, Sue?
Oh, it has changed.
And, we've been around for a long time.
Don't say how long.
I won't. But we, even though we've been around for a long time, the truth of the matter is we've seen many changes through the years, but this one really has been a doozy, and it's coming on the heels of a couple really tough years. And so we wanted to share with you the new mortgage origination business and really share with you what you need to know, and more importantly, what you need to do to stay in the business and prosper. Believe it or not, you still can do very, very well. One of the problems right now, and I'm sure most of you know this, a lot of uncertainty in the industry, and many are leaving. When people leave, I hate to see hardworking, good people leave, but when hardworking, good people leave, the hardworking, good people who are still here have less competition. And so sometimes out of bad news comes good news. So let's get started. This is only going to be a very short presentation, and Sue and I really have been putting our heads together over the last 3-4 weeks, listening to everything that you've been saying, and really trying to give you all of that information and share with you some secrets we probably haven't shared with you before. So let's get started. As you can see, we're not very technical. Sue, you want to?
Yeah, and don't think that you can't do this, because you can. You can still close loans, make money, and have a great career by harnessing the power. And I love that little segment there, harnessing the power of the biggest niche ever to hit our industry. And folks, it is reverse mortgages.
Back in November, Sue and I were at the NRMLA convention in New Orleans. And NRMLA, for those of you who don't know, really is the National Reverse Mortgage Lenders Association. Okay, so better to say NRMLA. And at this convention in New Orleans, we heard two statistics that it really almost threw us off our chairs. The first scary statistic: the average reverse originator closes one loan per month. That's average. Now, what's less than one? Zero. That means half the people are closing zero, and half the people are closing more than one, which is probably two if one's in the middle. That scared me. Here's something that scared Sue.
Reverse mortgages still only have 2% market penetration. And for some of you who are listening, this is probably not a big shock, because we've been talking about this for the last couple of years. When are we going to hit that 2% mark? It has taken us a long time to get to where we are, and we just seem to break that 2% barrier.
So one of the secrets we learned over the years is this: if you want to see success in any business, you must find a hungry audience and simply give them what they need and want. And, someone purchasing a home, they're hungry, but they're not starving. Someone who wants to refi, they're not maybe even that hungry. Someone who is living on a fixed income, who has now seen their prices their cost of living go through the roof, but have had no increases in their cost of living, that's someone who's starving. And you have what they need, and the key is to give them what they need.
Now, in November 2010, when we were at the NRMLA convention, Brian and I were just talking, and we got this idea to start the Reverse Mortgage Success blog, and we wanted to have some conversations with other originators out there and see what they were doing and see what questions and what challenges they were having, and how we could maybe share some of our tactics that we were already using that we know were working, and really help some folks through these difficult times.
The irony, Sue, is that, we now have thousands of people on the list, and every day more people opting in. So at least I feel good we've done a good deed.
Well, people wanted this information.
Right, and they asked. And so the question you may have is, why would we do this? Well, it's simple. We want to help others, as you said. Most people were doing things the old way, and I got to tell you, if you're doing things the old way right now, you better pack it in, because it ain't going to work. And they hadn't discovered the keys that we found, and it sounds corny, but for those of you who are listening who do know Sue and I, we love watching others succeed. We hate watching hardworking, good, honest, professional loan officers being taken advantage of and wasting thousands of dollars on tactics that we know don't work. How do we know they don't work? Well, we invested in them too. So we know they don't work. But we do know what does work. So, it seems like everybody's out there trying to bash us. I've given the illustration of, as an industry, we sort of feel like we've been punched in the face, kicked in the stomach, thrown to the ground. And I hate to say this, and I'm sorry if it offends you, but somebody's now taking a leak on us. I'm trying to say that correctly, but isn't that how we feel as an industry?
Yes, and who else can kick us? Now, who's out there trying to help us? We put together some ideas on this. Not the government, not the folks on Wall Street, certainly not the media. Look at all the stories that are out there. They're still not very positive, but we're still here and so are you. So congratulations for that. And we knew we wanted to reach out and help those folks who had made the commitment to survive and make it through all the ugliness and just the people that have made that commitment to stay in this business and really want to succeed.
So we started the Reverse Mortgage Success blog, and we did it right in the hotel room.
Yeah, we did, but that's where it's
right in the hotel room in New Orleans. And you subscribe to it, and we very much appreciate that. And as you know, we've not offered you anything for sale, just good ideas, good comments, and stuff you could start using right away. We believe the reverse mortgage space is the place to be for those who truly want to succeed. And we know a few things about generating these deals with low cost to no cost. And actually, Sue made me put that in there.
I made him put low cost and no cost. You all know how I love that.
Methods that produce great results. And really, folks, especially now, there have been assaults on our compensation. There's been assaults on our industry. And so some of the things that you were using before just don't work right now. And I hope you're not trying them. So let's talk about why reverse mortgages and why now.
And here's an article that we found talking about 401k plans falling short. You've heard it said over and over and over that seniors are just not prepared for retirement. Not that they're not prepared, but the expenses are escalating over and over and over. So we keep seeing these pieces where clearly, especially the boomers, are not going to have enough money to retire on.
This is interesting. The median household headed by a person aged 60 to 62 with a 401k account has less than 1/4 of what's needed in that account to maintain standard of living in retirement. And that's while prices are continuing to go up. Big step forward. Here's another article. Big step forward, retail leaders, March 2011. So you're not confused about this. March was more than just the end of the first quarter for reverse mortgage industry, as it marked the first time since July of 2009 that the industry grew. March endorsements came up 25%. I want you to understand that. It came up 25%. So when you hear people saying there's no business out there, here's proof there is business out there. And this came to us from Reverse Market
Insight.
Reverse Market Insight. And look at this, folks. This is not us telling you something. These are the statistics.
Now, the fact is the reverse mortgages is one of the only niches to survive so far in this industry. And, think about this, really, where is the market? You heard Brian talk about finding that starving crowd. And imagine waking up in mortgage origination heaven, I like that one, and finding a program that's adding 7,800 new people every day. Brian, that's got to be a conservative figure, I'm sure.
It's actually closer to 10, but I don't want to embellish.
Yeah, but no income qualifications, no asset verifications, no medical or health questions. Guys, do not discount the importance of that, and no credit score qualifications. How many people are being turned down in other programs because they're not meeting the current credit scores, really through no fault of their own, and no qualifying ratios?
It's almost like the good old days, and maybe they were the bad old days, but you remember those deals where, no income, no asset, all you do is put your mirror to the face, see if there's breath, and have them sign it. This is not quite so simplistic, and I don't mean to say that. But think about it. You would think I was on a heroin binge if I told you, hey, there's a great program in the mortgage industry right now in April of 2011. No income, no asset, no ratios, no credit scores. You would think I was on drugs. But the truth is that is reverse mortgages. Look, the truth is seniors are in real trouble and they need your help. So aside from you earning a good living and having a great career, you're actually doing a good deed. And think about it. Think about these folks. There's no Social Security, cost of living for the last 2 years, high unemployment. Many have lost their jobs. Many have planned on having 5% earning 5% on their money, and either their money disappeared or they're getting 0.5%. And the statistics tell us less than 2 in 10 seniors have enough money to live on during their retirement. So, let's talk about the starving crowd. A senior in trouble has an urgent need. And I got to tell you, there's no better feeling than doing a good deed and still earning that nice living. And that opportunity is absolutely reverse mortgages. I hope all of you know who we are by now. But Sue, give them a brief rundown in 1 minute or less.
Okay. Unlike others in our industry, we do originate every day. I know, and we hear that comment from a lot of folks. They're saying, well, I'm listening to so-and-so, but I don't really think they originate. Well, we are out there just like you are. We're having the same difficulties and we're running into the same situations. We've been originating for over 25 years. We've trained other folks all over the country. We write and speak for all of the major publications in our industry. You've probably seen some of our articles and things out there. Now, please don't think that we're telling you this to brag, but we think it's important for you to know who we are, what our background is, and that we're not out there being a pretend expert, and having not experienced this market. We are out there just like you are.
Well, I got to tell you something, Sue, and I wasn't thinking of saying it, but it really made me think when you said that to add this. Think about who you're listening to. If you want to earn $100,000 and you're listening to someone making 50, you ought to reconsider. Okay? If you want to make 100, you ought to at least be speaking to someone that makes 100 or several 100,000 a year. Be careful. What you need in this market, especially now in the new mortgage business, as we're calling it, are field-tested, proven-to-work tactics. There's no room for experimenting. There's no room for old ideas. One of the things I love about this business, and Sue does too, is that we're always creating new ideas and new tactics that we're testing. We don't rely on what worked in the 80s, 90s, 2000s, or even last year. We're constantly tweaking, constantly adapting. Here's an honest confession. Not everything we try works.
I didn't really want Brian to say that, but he insisted.
Well, it's true.
True.
Of course it's true. Many of our ideas failed, but the good news is we're always trying. We're always testing. We're always tweaking. Why is that important? Because everything we share with you in Reverse Mortgage Success blog works. We've tested it in the field. There's no guesswork, and as we said, you can't experiment. But more importantly, we learned it all the hard way. I'd love to tell you that Sue and I are the smartest people you ever run into, but we're not. We're probably the hardest working.
Yeah.
Okay? But we're constantly experimenting and constantly trying new things, and we're always thinking outside the box, and that's why we're here. We learned it by going outside the business and looking at other fields and seeing what worked there and then bringing them back to our arena in the mortgage business and specifically in the reverse mortgage space and seeing what worked.
I don't know if you all remember, but a few months ago we did a survey. I called it our big fight because it really was a big fight. It was a knockdown, drag-out fight. But we were trying to find out what was holding folks back and what you were looking for. And here are the results of that survey. It was really interesting.
It was very, very intriguing. And it may be a little sort of small print here, but a lot of people having problems. There's really 3 sections to the problems. Not being able to generate business. Okay, so you're not able to get the lead. Number 2, getting the lead, not knowing what to do with the lead. So you sit and have, coffee with grandma, for 3 hours, but you don't leave with an application. You get in your car and go, what just happened? Or you're not getting referral business. So, that's really what this said. It also said you have a lot of time management issues. And it also suggested to us that you may not really know how to you may not have enough tools in your arsenal, number 1. You may not have enough low-cost tools to be seen as the obvious expert. And you may not have the time management skills really under your belt totally. Look, everybody's cut back. You're short-staffed, and we get that. We understand, too. We made some cuts ourselves. But you still have to originate, and you still have to market. Because if you don't market, you're not going to originate. It's really pretty simple. This business is not the same as it was when we were back at NRMLA, right, Sue?
No, absolutely not. And whether you're a seasoned reverse mortgage originator or you've never done a reverse mortgage before, things have changed drastically, so you need to pay attention. Now, we haven't taken on any new students for a while because we have really, once we saw the need, we dedicated our time to working on things that we can share with you. And what does this mean? That, interestingly enough, we kept getting all these requests over and over and over again saying, we love the blog, but can't you just give us something that would lay out what we've discovered and put it in a format that people could use right away instead of feeling like a ping pong ball going back and forth with no control and over their incomes or careers. Think about that. It is really scary when you have no control. That is just the worst feeling in the world when you can't control your business. We know exactly how that feels. We felt that way before, but we kept trying these tactics over and over again until we figured out what worked, and that's what we're sharing with you.
You know, in a few days, we're going to share some other secrets with you that many of the other gurus hope you never learn. Now, why do I say that? That's pretty harsh, isn't it?
Yeah, why do you say that?
Well, the reason I say that is because I've never seen another guru. I hate to use the word guru. I have this like yoga thing in my mind when I say that, you know. But you know, a guy with a robe, you know, and the sandals. But why hasn't any of the other teachers in our industry told you that? Because I honestly believe in my heart, and you'll discover it, by the way, in a few days. Nobody really gets this. There's one sentence that really sums up what Sue and I are about, that changes the whole game and has for all of these decades for us. You know, we're working on that piece today, and you're going to discover why what you're doing won't work. Forget about it doesn't work. We're going to tell you why it won't work, can't work, especially in this environment. But we're also going to share with you what does work and why. See, it all boils down to that one sentence. And once we learned that sentence, it totally changed our careers. No one, and I mean no one, I've ever heard, and I've listened to everybody in this industry. I've even listened to people outside this industry, as we've said. I've yet to hear anybody mention this one concept. They either don't know it or they just want to keep you in the dark so they can sell you some expensive training or widgets or shiny objects.
Either way, we're going to come clean, so watch your emails over the next few days. We've got more important information coming your way. We have thousands of subscribers on our list, but we got to be serious here. We only want those people that are dedicated to their long-term success and who have made the commitment to stay in this business. So we have created this separate blog, and there's a couple things that we would like you to do right now, and please take a moment and do this right now.
We want you to reserve May 3rd at 3 p.m. Eastern, which is 12 o'clock Pacific. Put it in your planner right now before you forget. We'll explain to you in a little while what it's all about, but just save that date. We want to get your thoughts and comments, so really do us a favor, please. Leave them below. You hate us, you love us, whatever your challenge is, whatever you think we're full of crap, you think we're telling you the truth, whatever it is, it's okay. We're a community and we care, and Sue and I listen and read every one of the comments. I mean, don't go crazy nasty on us or anything, but you know, really leave your honest feedback where you are in your career, what's happening. We're a community and we care about each other. Leave your comments right below, and please make sure you reserve May 3rd. You're going to be getting a lot of content over the next couple days. So really, we're going to give you that sentence. We're going to give you a recipe. Excuse me, I'm choking to death.
Don't do that. We have a lot of work to do.
We have a lot coming your way, so stay tuned.